Before we get started today, everybody, I want to talk to you guys about NordVPN. Now, if you don't know anything about NordVPN, it is an amazing, simple way to keep your internet privacy. Look, on this channel, we talk a lot about children's privacy. We don't talk a lot about our own privacy, but that's where NordVPN comes in, okay? So if you don't know anything about NordVPN, it's a really simple app you can download on a Mac or PC or a tablet or anything, up to 6 devices in your house on one account. It's amazing. Basically, you select a country or place you want your IP address to be out. I don't know why I put that in quotes. It's not, you have an IP address. Every device in your house has an IP address, okay? You select the country you want it to go out of. Whoever's tracking your stuff thinks you're there. It's like, yeah. It keeps your privacy protected, okay? If you want to watch Netflix in the US, just select US. You want to watch Netflix from Australia? I don't know why you'd want to, but you could do that. Right? A lot of really cool things, 24-hour support. They have servers all over the world. And it's an incredibly intuitive piece of software that even your grandmother can use. Like, I'm not even kidding. And if you're not looking for internet privacy, you should be, okay? Why do you want people, big tech, tracking everything you do? You ever like look up a pair of underwear for your wife for Christmas, all of a sudden you got underwear ads forever? That's what happens. That's why they're tracking you. Okay? Keep your stuff safe. Head over to nordvpn.com/thedadchallenge. Use the code TheDadChallenge. You'll get a 2-year plan with a gift and a huge discount. They're hooking me up, which means they're hooking you up, which means let's do this. I've been using Nord for like, I don't know, 8 years, and it never has failed me, ever once. Trust me, I used to not use a VPN, and then I'm like, I should use a VPN because I know I was being tracked. Just keep your privacy. Let NordVPN help you get your privacy set, okay? Plus, you get yourself some privacy, you get a sweet deal. What else could you ask for? I know you want me to dance. We'll dance after this, but let's get to it. Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge podcast. Don't know why I did that. I'm sorry. Anyway, today we're talking about something pretty crazy. There's this family on TikTok called the Smithy family. I think a lot of you guys have sent me this message, got 100 messages. And this family is pretty popular on TikTok. They're just a normal family in the UK, but something crazy happened to them. And today we're going to talk about what that thing was. We're going to talk about the ramifications of putting yourself on the internet and the dangers of it, because I suffer the same dangers, okay? And I'm not even a family vlogger. So I want to talk about the dangers of it from a normal perspective. And then when you throw kids into the mix, what happens, what could happen, what could go wrong? This family is a perfect example of what could go wrong. We have to have a conversation about it. We got to talk about it. But before we do that, you know I'm going to dance for you because... But today we're going to dance with Lion-O. Remember Lorhan Creations made this for me? Like, I just can't get it. Westy had tried to play with it. I was like, absolutely not. But I just wanted to give another shout out to Lorhan Creation. You can find her under Lorhan Creations on Zazzle or Facebook or YouTube. She made this for me, and it's like, it's incredible. And I love this thing. We're going to dance today. I'm going to put the little sword in his shirt so he doesn't lose it. So if you're feeling like you want to find a nice little gift for someone in your family who it's like a collector. So this is not a toy, okay? She's really good. I wanted to give her another shout out just because she's awesome and this looks amazing and we're going to dance together. So YouTubers. Yeah, baby. Oh! Thundercats! Ah! Sorry. I love Thundercats. I don't know if you knew that. I got a Thundercat sword. My wife bought me. Ellen X. Ooh. Let's see what you win. Get something. Looks like a sticker to me. That's good. It's not bad. Can't wait for someone to wear a shirt. All right, here we go. Patreons.
Yeah, baby.
Chicken wings. I made chicken wings in the air fryer because I'm healthy. All right, what'd you win? Clark Johnson. Get something, Clark. Get something. I need the dudes to win. Keychain. Sorry, dude. Sorry. Oh well. Let's go. So it's important to understand who this family is. Let's go to TikTok. And the Smithy family, obviously, they weren't like, they're pretty big on TikTok, right? I guess. I don't know. So the Smithy family, yeah, they're huge, okay? Way bigger than a lot of family vloggers, actually. So 3.2 million followers on TikTok, which is humongous, okay? Let's go to Linktree. I don't say much about them on there. Smithy will be take Facebook best way pools. So they're sponsored, like they're making money. Okay, and they still have their address up here, so that's pretty dumb. Say to their Instagram. Instagram has 286,000 followers. These people are like, they don't have a lot of about. Like, what are they about? Just a family, I guess? We share our larger-than-life moments and videos over 3 minutes. Okay, so this is what I'm seeing here is that this thing that's happened to them, and obviously we're going to talk about it, and I'm going to bring up the video in a second, and we'll watch it together, and then we're going to talk about what's going on. Prepare yourself, because this is a really, really tough topic, because what has happened to them is insane, but at the same time, we have to talk about why this happened, how can this be avoided, and all that kind of stuff. Let's get to it. So we're going to go to the raw footage first. This is, I think, from their channel, from their YouTube channel. So let's take a look here. I'm going to do some scrubbing, just so you guys can be aware, but here, let's look.
Hi guys, this is Nick's editor here. The footage currently...
Oh, so Nick's editor, which means that they have an editor. So they're making enough money, they have an editor. And I got to say something about UK houses. Y'all get some bigger houses. You guys live in tiny houses. How do you do that? How do you not kill each other? You must be nice. Because if I lived in a house that small, I would kill a person. No thanks.
Playing is the original unedited CCTV footage from the incident on Wednesday.
Sorry, I should have given you guys context. These guys are TikTokers, and somebody lit their car on fire. So, sorry, I should have said that.
We are uploading this footage as people were saying that the CCTV clips used in yesterday's video looked as if someone was standing there filming them. However, that is not the case, and...
So they put this out because they said, why did you film it? Because I think likely people are saying, you know, because their star is rising because of this incident. They're making way more money than they ever would have made before. They're getting way more subscribers, way more ad sponsorships, and people coming to help them and do all that stuff. Not saying they don't deserve it, just saying. That's why people are calling them out. So they put out the CTC. I watched this and I was like, eh.
All camera movement and zooming was added in during the editing process in order to try and gain the clearest image of the two people.
Somebody's watching porn across the street.
People have also commented on the fact that the front car window appeared to be open. We're unsure why they didn't use this window, and we can only assume they didn't notice it. So
there's a couple thugs over there with wearing socks and sandals. Clearly younger people. Okay, so they're just standing there. He's got, in his hand, you can see he's got a jug of what looks like piss, but it is absolutely gas. Or petrol, like they say in the UK. So, I'm going to scrub through a bit. He changes angles, so this is where they move over to the next angle. So these guys are absolutely targeting the house. I think he's doing renovations or something in his house. I think they're TikToking the renovations. Their YouTube channel is not very big. They are a TikTok family. So we are going to have to now venture into TikTok family, which I might just do on TikTok alone. So these cameras, like badass baller 4K security cameras. This is what I have on my house. Everybody, go get yourself some security cameras that are good like this. This frame rate's a little low. It looks like it's about 15 FPS or less, but I'd like, if you have the money, get yourself the highest frame rate, the highest resolution camera you can get, and just store it on a local hard drive so you don't have to put it in the cloud. Like I have high frame rates on my house. Like I can see your friggin' what's in your pocket. Okay, I can tell your religion through your pants on my cameras. Okay, so they're just waiting. Anyway, I'm gonna go to where they start walking over. So they walk over. This is where they get a little bit bold here. Here we go. So they come up to this guy's car. He's got like a screwdriver or something. Pops open the... See, what I'm confused about here is he's popping open the top of the window. Okay. And how did that unlock the door? So he says, okay, go, your turn. So the other guy brings it over, which, look, they look young, but almost they look like adults too. Like young adults. So I don't know how that opened the door. That's amazing. But, and I used to work for CAA, so I know how to open doors. I don't know what he did there. So he throws the gas in. First of all, why is your alarm not going off? Holy shit! Woo! You lit that shit on fire, idiot. Okay, so he lights it on fire. His arm's on fire. Or it looks like the jug was on fire. Okay, so the house is on fire. Here's another angle. He lights it. Holy shit. What an idiot. And it looks like across the street, another camera's picking up something. Like, that's crazy. So, okay, not only is this one of the, like, okay, it's on fire. So not only these kids should be tried for attempted murder, for sure. What they've done here is absolutely and utterly insane and should never do this, okay? Now, the reason I'm bringing this up, the reason why this is so important, okay, is because these people are targets. Now, do they deserve to be targets? No. Do any family vloggers deserve to be targets of violence or harassment like that? No, nobody does on the internet. At the same time, there can be ramifications for what you've done on the internet, like Nikki Phillippi and killing her dog, and like all these people like Mike and James giving away their baby, rehoming H and all that kind of stuff. There are ramifications, but this should never be one of them. Okay, this is insane. So okay, so we can agree on that, right? So these people are on the internet. 3.2 million subscribers. They clearly are a target. And here's where it gets really scary. Like it or not, okay? Like it or not, that shit happens. And so you have a choice. And this is what I've been talking about a lot on this channel. You have a choice. You cannot put your children out there on the internet for everybody to see. And he's got a younger, like his older boy looks like he's old enough to kind of like do it. And the younger kid looks like just on the cusp. At least they don't have apparently they have a 6-month-old though. So yeah, they do have babies and stuff that they put on here. They have children, or 6-year-old, I don't know. They have small children. And so the thing that gets me, and I'm not saying that anything that those twats just did was justified. It's not, okay? The thing that gets me though is that this shit is dangerous. And so I've always been saying this phrase, why are we waiting for someone to get killed, hurt, kidnapped, or otherwise? Why are we waiting? Okay? It just happened to this family. Now, that might embolden other people to do crazy shit like that. And honestly, I don't ever want to see it happen. This is why I want to get protections put in place for kids now. So we can avoid things like this. Because this is just going to get worse. Those guys likely will get away with it, okay? Because they're not only are we living in a world of masks, you can't tell anybody, and that's just the way it is. I hope they don't get away with it, but they likely will, okay? And if they do, that's going to embolden other people to do crazy stuff, to other family vloggers, to other YouTube personalities. Yesterday, I got a call from someone, and I'm going to tell you the name because I don't give a shit, okay? And just so you know, I only have 70,000 subscribers on this channel, okay? I'm not a big deal at all. I snark, I have a stance, and my stance is generally well accepted by most people. Even those who hate me say, yeah, I like his stance, but I don't like his methods. Cool, right? At least I know that my message is right, even though maybe you don't agree with my methods. We can agree to disagree on that, right? I'm cool with that. I get a message yesterday from a girl named Emma Williams. She calls my phone number from Victoria, BC, and I don't give a shit, okay? She calls me, and then obviously I never answer my phone if I don't know who this person is, okay? And first of all, if you're gonna be a crazy stalker person, don't call from your personal phone number, idiot. Anyway, I'm glad you did. So then I texted that number back, say, hey, I missed a call from this number. Who's this? And then she's like, oh, I just calling about, here, I'm gonna read this to you because it's crazy. So I messaged her, I said, missed a call from this number. Yeah, wondering about your services, heard wonderful stuff. Which service is that? She says, name's my business. And she says, why do you have any other businesses? I'm like, okay, obviously this person in Victoria doesn't need my businesses because I work in Ontario, okay? And I said, and then she posted a picture of my business, and she says, is this you? And I said, which service are you inquiring about? And she says, pretty sure it is. She's not, obviously I'm already onto this crazy person. Are you inquiring about a specific service? She says, looking into a virtual tour. And I said, sorry, Emma. She's like, no problem, Josh. She calls me, she says, my name is not on my business, okay? Not on there. I said, yes, we do virtual tours, but we're not located in BC. You'll have to research a provider in your own area. She said, okay, I have a rental property there. I wanted to make sure if I need someone in the future to have the right person. I said, we're pretty busy. We're booked through September. We do about 10 to 15 listings a day. So where's your property? And she said where it was. And I said, great, we do work that way. She said, great, we'll look up the company more as there's not out there that often. I don't know what she means by that. Great, thanks for reaching out. She said, no problem. Thanks for response. Fast customer service. Just wanted to reach out as there are not many who do that and can't find many reviews, which is bullshit. There's so many people doing real estate stuff because the real estate market's insane right now. We can't even keep up. Nice to know. Thanks for your time. I said, no problem. Then she texts, I blocked that number because I know it was a troll. Then she writes again and says, I just Googled 3D tours and your name came up. Now this weird channel is attached to your name. Not sure, YouTube or something. I don't think it's affiliated. Maybe report it? So she thinks she's smart, but she's dumb as a bag of hammers. Obviously, she's stupid. Then she emails me. She writes this, you need help. Emma Williams, same girl who called me, emails me this about an hour after because I blocked her number. You need help. I'm finding out so much about you, and you go off about kids not wanting to be embarrassed about their parents being online. F you, but she said the F word. You're an embarrassment to your family. Keep it simple. I don't know what that means. And she writes, because of your dumbass, now your kids and wife's photos are all over the internet. WTF, you have basically done exactly what you're against. You're a joke. I feel sorry for your family because, like family bloggers, you got them into this by having them online. Before you disgusting person, you think you have a cause and you're making your family out there for everyone in your business. There are better ways to go about this, and if you were not on YouTube before exploring your family, maybe you wouldn't have to suffer because of this dumbass. Now, sounds like another person I was speaking to from the same area. It's a plumbing guy on my YouTube. The reason I'm talking about this is because it's scary, okay? If it's not Emma Williams, okay, then it's someone connected to this plumbing guy. I think it was something limited. I don't know. I have the name of it somewhere. Obviously, I keep track of it. It's weird because of the same time that this sort of happened, a guy named District Plumbing came on my Instagram, started harassing me. Super upset that I attacked Paulo de Guzman, who named their kid Wolverine, right? And then he went on my channel and was like making tons of comments, and it just so happens that he's from the same area. So likely trolls who are upset for being blocked and don't want to continue on. But anyway, these people who are bad at this are bad at this. So the reason I point this out is because this person is making an indirect threat. Then you get Shannon Rose on there saying I would have killed his whole family and burned his house down, right? This place is a dangerous place if you're not smart. Luckily, I live in Canada, and there's not a ton of crazy stands up here, which is good. At any rate, the reason that this is so crazy, I decided to cut the Smithy's because I just got all this stuff happen to me, and it rarely happens to me, right? Which is why I keep my house protected. You know, we're pretty good here in Canada. I've got a neighborhood that's pretty safe. Everybody in this whole street has freaking cameras. I live near cops. I have my back neighbor. We're all friends with our neighbors, except for the one that keeps calling bylaw on me, but everybody else is good. So now we're gonna go through this video here. This is him in his car on TikTok. Now look, am I upset this guy's, absolutely capitalizing, maximizing exposure on this? No, I expected it. I mean, but the argument I'm going to make here in a second is that these people are like way better off for this happening, and they're just soaking it in. But at the same time, almost seems like if this happened to me as a dad, I'm done. If this got this close to hurting my family, I would have enough wherewithal. If that sucks, but I'd be like, okay, guys, bye. If you don't like what I have to say here to that degree that you're trying to kill my family for real, not worth it. Not worth it. That's what I'm saying. And I'm not saying that I'm right about that. I'm just saying that in my personal opinion, if this were to happen to me, I would be done with this channel because it's not worth it. So there he's just doing his own TikTok about the aftermath of the damage. Holy shit, right? Just wanted to show you that. He comes on TikTok afterwards and says this.
So TikTok is a platform for creators to do whatever they do. You get a lot of back twisted people that get jealous when other people are doing well.
Yes, and a lot of comments that I receive when it comes to my detractors, right, are they're like, is this simple phrase, you're just jealous. Am I? And I want to say that, like, it's a stupid argument for me because I'm not jealous of their lifestyles. I likely live better than most of these family vloggers. I'm not trying to brag here. I do okay. Really okay. That's what I'm saying, okay? I want for nothing. I drive my favorite vehicle. I do this on YouTube as a side thing, puts my wife through school, maybe takes us out for dinner a couple times. It's really awesome. But if I didn't have YouTube, I'm okay. Like, really okay. So I'm not jealous, okay? I actually have this, you guys know I'm here. I don't have to keep saying it. You know I'm doing this, okay? Awesome. But he might be right that the point that some people might be jealous that maybe. I don't know the rest of the story enough, and I don't think he's even told enough of the story. That did he piss somebody off? Did he piss a troll off? And if that's the case, what was the whole story? Although I will say it's never, ever, ever justified for what those guys did. But is it just random that these guys lit his house on fire? So there is obviously some caveats and some missing information, none of which would ever justify what they did, obviously. But I'm saying, what the hell? This is why this is effing scary. If this was just a random event by two guys who didn't like his TikTok, imagine how many more people are targeting massive YouTube families.
This the whole way along. I fought it the whole time. I've been quiet the whole time. There's so many big creators on it that don't like it when other creators do well. I strive knowing that other creators are doing well. I push them. I try and help them. I give them advice. I show them other ways to move forwards, other platforms, what to do if they ask me. I try and give my advice and my help. Now, there's so many other things I've seen on here. People being nice to you on the comments and then absolutely mullying you, privately. Especially...
He's talking about big creators are coming after him?
That right guy reviews. I don't, we came across you when Darth was about. I don't know, whatever has been said or whatever you guys think that other people get people deleted. When the truth of the matter is, a lot of us big creators just put our heads down, knuckle down, and just try and get on with what we're doing. But
I agree with what he's saying here. You knuckle down, you do what you're going to do. And I mean, the issue I have with this again is that, and it comes back to me, this is why the Smithies and I have our Venn diagrams have crossed, because they're a family TikToker, right? And obviously you guys know I don't agree with that. But I haven't really seen enough of their stuff to be like, oh, it seems like it's full on exploitation. It seems like they're just having some fun, but they got young kids in this shit. So I'll never be okay with it. That's what I'm saying. If you're making tons of money off your kids, sounds like this guy's like a hard working, probably worked hard his whole life and then stumbled upon something and found an easier way to make some money. And who wouldn't take it is what I'm saying, everybody. Who wouldn't? But at the same time, a lot of us don't understand the ramifications of what we're going to do to our kids in the future. A lot of these family vloggers don't see that. The problem is they don't see it and they don't want to see it. Now, he's saying he's a nice guy. He seems like a nice guy to me. Seems like if other creators, he'll reach out and help them. He seems like the type of guy that I sort of am, right? He seems like a hardworking, kind of roughneck type of, guy. I probably wouldn't fight him. He seems like a tough dude. From what I have seen in his videos, he loves his kids. His kids love him. And that seems to be it. But again, we have to continue to talk about this exploitation part of the thing, okay? And the idea of when you hit on something like they did, making tons of money doing this, where does it end? When does it get too crazy? And if your house got lit on fire with your kid in the front room where it almost died, that to me is like, saya freaking nara. Done. And I'm not saying that that's what I want to happen to these people. I don't think that's right. I think that's totally gross. But again, when it gets real world to that degree, like these people messaging me, emailing me, calling my phone number and stuff, that's a little bit real world. I'm not going to be sayonaraing off because of that. But at the same time, now I'm going to be watching my back. Now I'm going to be making sure we're protected.
For whatever reason, you want to get caught up in hearsay, they say, and you believe that, someone's getting you blocked and it's this person or that person. Well, the truth of the matter is, it's nothing. It's an algorithm that blocks you. It's not people. It's not someone that's clicking a button. I'm just so bitter and twisted with how much hate is going on and how much backstabbing and how many people are trying to twist a knife in when they think you're down. And you know what?
Dude, welcome to the internet. This guy's new, clearly, to the internet, right? Clearly to social media. This guy's not cut out for social media. He stumbled upon this guy. The thing that I will give this guy credit for is that he didn't he's in some mommy vlogger wearing Lululemons trying to get look at my family in this picture. He doesn't do that. He just stumbled upon it. Most of these women that you see, and I say women because it's mostly women, okay, that you see as mommy influencers, a lot of them have babies because they're props to their Instagram lifestyle, okay? This guy did not start out like that, and I can tell without even watching any of his videos. They stumbled upon it. It happened upon them. Doesn't make it better, but it does make it different.
The only reason I'm not posting is because I don't want Jess seeing all of the negative comments. It's not because of, anything else other than to make sure that they're all right. Because the truth of the matter is, I need this app more than anyone realises, and not for the money side. It keeps me sane. It keeps me...
No, that's a lie. It is the money side of things. And I get what he's trying to say there. It keeps you sane by reading hate comments. It doesn't keep you sane. Making more money when you didn't make a lot of money is actually a game changer for people who didn't make any money. Oh, that makes sense. I didn't make a ton of money growing up. When I moved here, after I got out of my church, after I left ministry, I started making more money than I've ever made before. Not on YouTube. This is way before YouTube. And then I started realizing how much better life is when you make money. It feels like, oh, I needed this. I need all this kind of stuff. He's confusing. He's conflating that I don't need the money. TikTok, is he saying the fame helps him? I don't know.
Out of the pubs, it's kept me away from the wrong group of people. It's done so much more for me. But
hey, I'm going to give him props here because that's what he's saying is kept him out of the pubs, kept him out of the wrong group of people because he's focusing on his brand, his social media. can't believe I'm about to say this, but does that mean that we've found us one positive silver lining in family vlogging, that this guy, instead of going to be part of a wrong group of people or going to the pub and getting hammered and all this stuff, has now spent all of his time on social media instead of doing those things? Is that better? I mean, it's crazy. Is it better for his family? Maybe, but at the same time, it's still exploitation. So, wow, this is a conundrum, right? This is a conundrum where he's admitting that it's changed him for the better. Also, he makes money and all that kind of stuff. But in the end, has it? After your house is burning, right? This is where he's probably having a massive conundrum.
Always going to be people that try sticking a knife in. No matter what you do in life, you're going to get them people from your past that want to get back at you, for other family members, for disputes that have got nothing to do with you. There are people that don't want to see other people do well. And unfortunately, quite a few of the big creators have got this issue.
I wish I knew what he was talking about here. Something's going on. Are they digging into his past? Because this guy likely has a past. Everybody has a past, everybody, for sure, okay? But it sounds like he's saying something to protect something that might come out in the future.
Just do what you're doing, crack on with you. Don't get involved in the bitchiness. There is no need for it. Don't be one of these obsessive people that I'm so frustrated and angry, and I just fucking hate how fucked up this world is. Why can't people just be happy when other people are trying to do good? What I don't understand.
Well, I mean, let's take a step back here. Happy with doing good. Now, what good are you doing? I'm not saying you're not, but like, are you doing good? Our family vloggers often get lost in this little world of like, we're doing good, but what good is it that you're doing? Like, even you could make the argument that Fathering Autism, who is absolutely not doing good, started out trying to do good and actually did good. You could actually make that argument, and I would back you up. He started out doing the right thing with the right intentions, and then when it got huge, everything changed. When the content ran out about actual fathering a kid with autism, and then it just became about like paychecks and making money off all that shit, the good disappeared. Now, what good does a family vlog do the world? Make you feel good? Okay, sure. Maybe that's a net positive, right? It makes people feel good watching other people's families. So I'll give you that, okay? But like, not really good. You're not doing good to people except for the idea that you're on a platform, people get to watch you like you're in a fishbowl. There's not really any net positives for family vlogging. They don't do anything good for the world. Now, if you had a family vlog and then all your proceeds and millions of dollars went to like cancer research, that's doing good. Okay, I'd be like, hey, shit, man. I still wouldn't say it's okay to exploit your kid for that, but I mean, at least you're doing that, right? There is no good exploitation. And I've said that a million times, and I'll stand by that till the end of time.
I really don't get it. I'm living in a hotel room. My house is burnt out. My car is burnt out. The police are useless, and they're not getting... And I'm having to look at this shit because I'm too addicted to TikTok, which is better than other addictions.
Hey, I gotta give... This guy's honest, and I like it. Like, I'm not even gonna front here. He is honest about his new addiction, and it's better than the other addictions. And it sounds like he looks like the type of guy that might have had some alcohol addictions, maybe some drug addictions, problems, which, again, not gonna judge him for that type of stuff. Like, it sounds like he was a hard-working guy, and then he stumbled upon something that he's like, we have to have this, because when you get into this world, when you make money off doing relatively nothing, coming from a world where you actually did hard work, shit, it's going to be really hard to back out from that. That's what I'm saying here. That's one of the big reasons we're covering the Smithy family. He doesn't want to stop. He almost can't now. That's scary. If you put yourself in a position where you can't stop, that is dangerous. So then there's this video here. I wanted to just keep going because now we're just kind of discovering who they are. We're going down their little path here. So I want to point out he's doing it in the burnt out house garage area. And I think maybe a sign company made this for them. And they're like, we support you. They got so many support comments from people who are willing to come out and help them. And I actually think that's an amazing thing that people are doing. That people are banding together to come help a family locally. I think that's great. I don't think this ever should have happened. And I love to see that people, regardless, are helping someone else. And I think, if anything, the message from this is that, like, hear me out. I know you probably guys think I'm lying, but I swear to God, if a family vlogger that I cover, that I hate, I'm even saying like our life, right? If this shit happened to them, or if one of their kids got taken, or whatever the case may be, I would do everything in my power to help. I know you guys are like, you hate them, but I would, because I'm here to help the kids. And so one of the cool things that we're seeing here is that a community band together to come help them. So they're saying they're quitting social media, but let's see.
What made you start TikTok?
What made us start TikTok? Well, Bells and I used to do TikToks on her account, and she got annoyed that I kept wanting to do videos on her one, so she said I had to make my own. But she also said that if I gain a following that I have to stop, and I wasn't to get more followers than her. I think we overtook her in her first day, bless her. I just...
So, okay, they started a TikTok because the daughter had one, and they had a competition to get the more followers, and then it exploded. And so, again, like I said earlier, they fell into this. It wasn't a plan.
Me, the reason why I was doing it was it helped me. You know, I was working 7 days a week, fighting with my business, coming home. It was a stressful environment, and TikTok was a way of me staying at home instead of going out, going to the pub, being anywhere else but home. So the reason I started TikTok, I suppose you could say, was to be with my family a bit more.
Hey, right? I started TikTok to be with my family a bit more. Money's there. I mean, it's a hard one. Again, the conundrum is that he's making sense, but I still always have to say, not at the cost of your kids, not at the cost of your kids' privacy and everything else.
Truth of the matter is, this past week I've tried filming. I've tried to get in the spirit of it, but at the minute the happy bit's gone. It's been taken away. It's become a chore, and it's not fun for my family at the minute. So I don't know where this will go. I don't know. All I have to say for now is good night, beautiful people.
It's kind of heartbreaking because, I mean, of all the family vloggers I cover, if I were to say which is the best of them all, I feel like they stumbled upon it. They obviously didn't exploit their children's births and all that kind of stuff. And so of the least of them, people are like, hey, give me a good one to cover. And maybe this is, I don't know. I have younger kids. I can't. It's hard, but that's a really, really, really sad story. Okay. I know this is more of just a kind of flow video where I'm just talking about this whole situation, but it's important to understand too, that when this stuff happens to somebody, if you can capitalize on it, build a better brand from it, build a better platform, make more money off of it, then I mean, go ahead. And he said he's done on TikTok, and I'm looking on his TikTok here, and it looks like the latest one he did was...
I don't wish hate on anyone. I don't want
6 hours ago. He's not done. So the one was 6 hours ago, TikTok 19 hours. So they're not done. We got to cover this. The most important thing about this video here is not that this family is exploiting their kids. Okay, now I know I want to talk about that because I always want to make sure we're covering that aspect of everything. But the most important thing here is that, again, why are we waiting for someone to die? If this is not a good enough benchmark or red flag for all these family vloggers to pay attention to, I don't know what is. It's not getting enough attention. Did this family deserve that? Absolutely not. Is this family the worst of them? Absolutely not. Okay, I don't even think that they're that bad at all. I think it's mostly surrounded by this guy, and the kids are in it once in a blue moon. At least as far as I can tell, they're not giving away public information with the children. You know, their medical things, their puberty and tampons and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, in the end... I mean, I feel like if you're going to watch one, go ahead and support the Smithy family until they start getting into that shit. Let's hope they don't. It seems like they're just kind of having fun. I don't know. It's a hard one for me. I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place because I want to find a good one that doesn't exploit children, right? That you can have some fun with. And these people have sparked a large following of people who love them. And they just do pranks and all that kind of stuff. And it's not like they're putting out super crazy information. They're not like, let's sit down and have the sex talk. Let's talk about periods. They're not doing that kind of stuff. So see where I'm at? I don't know. What do you guys think? This is never always ever going to be cut and dry, except for the idea that exploiting kids for money is wrong, right? That's always going to be my stance. And so that's why I'm having such a hard time with this family. But I think in the end, we have to be careful, and we always have to be watching for the signs of people who are being targeted. Like, let's this be an informational video for those family vloggers out there, people who are aspiring to be family vloggers who want to do it because the money's good. In the end, if this were to happen to any of you, would you continue it if you were a vlogger? Is it worth it? The internet is dangerous, right? I'm getting messages here. I get messages once in a blue moon. I get hate. I've been accused of child R, murder. you know, obviously I let it bounce off, but I will talk about it. The problem is this internet, you have to be ready for it. And this is something I was kind of ready for my whole life. I've gone through the shit and mire my entire life, right? So coming up into this, I have a really thick skin to begin with because of the way I grew up and the shit that I had to go through as a child. This stuff is nothing compared to the shit that I went through as a kid and an adolescent in my 20s, okay, before I met my wife. So this is relatively not that bad for me. This guy's hurting because of it, but I think he's got a thicker skin than you guys are seeing. I think they're going to use this, what happened, to explode their channel even more. And I don't know how I feel about that. But at the same time, if these dickweeds here are lighting shit on fire because they don't like somebody, you almost deserve them to get bigger and come after you. At the same time, yes, I'm here advocating for children and the exploitation of kids, and I won't ever stop. And I do take it very seriously. But in the end, I would never want any of them to be hurt or to be outcasts for that. All I want is for family vloggers to take their kids off the internet, to respect their privacy. That's it. To just give them that to their children. Go on your channels if you can continue to do so. And I won't say a word. And I will always make this promise. If you take your kids off, I will remove every video I've ever done about you. I will probably give you an F and high five if you want one. I'll buy you coffee. Whatever the case may be. I talked to some vloggers in the back end that have removed their kids off. And we actually have a conversation. I'm not saying we're friends. That's absolutely not the case. But I talk to them. And I ask them their opinions on things. And I get honest conversations when people are willing to have honest conversations. I think a lot of people will go into other chats that do things about me and say some really shitty things, and that's just part and parcel. I get it. Almost all of it are lies. Specifically the one about where people say that I go into all these mom vloggers' Instagrams and say, if you don't comply with my request, then I'm going to do videos about you. Like they say I'm threatening them. No, I will always reach out to a mommy vlogger and I will say, look, people are sending me messages about this video. Can we talk about it? And a lot of people were saying something about when I went into Max's chat from Crazy Middles, one of the families, where he was doing a video about me. So I went in to defend myself and I said, hey, make sure your parents are cool with you talking to me before you talk to me. And he said, no, they're fine. They don't care. And then I said, he's like, you need to do a deep dive in my family. And I said, are you sure you want me to do that? Because guys, you know on my channel that I don't do deep dives. I kind of deep dive with you. So I discover with you. I think that's really important. Not a lot of people do that. And I'm not saying, and a lot of people say that's a lazy man's way out. Maybe it is. I don't have time to watch 400 hours of videos of family vloggers because I'll hate them more. But that's the problem. Once my gut kind of gets onto a family vlogger, if I end up doing a deep dive, it ends up always being worse. I've never done a deep dive in a family that's like, oh yeah, that's not that bad. It's always been like, oh my God, this gets worse and worse and worse. So it's not a threat. It's just like, do you really want me to do a deep dive? Because I'm going to find more. Because that's what I'm good at, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I should have been a detective or something. Anyway, so I just want to make sure we're clearing all that stuff up. I don't threaten people. I don't do this. I honestly, truly, in the end, if YouTube took family vloggers off or did not allow kids on platforms the way they do now to be exploited, I would absolutely walk away from this topic. I'd talk about something else, though. For sure. I love doing this. This is my therapy. And don't forget about that side. This is actually my therapy too. The reason I do a lot of this, and the people have pointed this out, is that I did come from a massive amount of trauma as a child. I never got any justice as a kid from being bullied, from my own family life, from the shit that I went through. And so when I see other kids having to go through shit, it absolutely fires me up. And so yeah, a lot of it could come from my trauma. And so, oh well, that's the way it is. So if that's the way I'm going to choose to have my therapy by trying to help others, then so be it. Those of you who think that's wrong, oh well, you're dumb. So yeah, there's a lot here. There's a lot of nuance. This has been one of the realest videos I think I've sat down to do, but I think in the end, it's a lesson, a few things. Okay. Be really effing careful if you're going to be a family vlogger and you don't want to stop. Okay. Be effing careful. Don't put your damn P.O. box on the internet. Okay. Because people could, if this guy's being targeted, and he is, clearly, he's got his effing P.O. box in his link tree. What's stopping people from hanging out at the outside of that? If these people are willing to stalk your home at night, light your car on fire, what's stopping them from hanging out at the post office till you come pick up your shit? What's stopping them? Be careful, if anything. Hire security if you're rich. Okay, and I'm sure the Ace family has security. LeBrant's likely probably have security. Again, please, for the sake of your kids, take every effing precaution. If you're unwilling to protect them from the internet, take every effing precaution you absolutely can to keep them safe. Because think about this. Once they're done being vlogged and exploited and they go to school, college, whatever the case may be, they're still going to be targets out there. They're still going to be well-known targets. You can't be with them 24 hours a day. Sometimes your kids are going to want to go to camp. When they're old enough, they're going to want to go to the mall, if malls exist then. You know, at some point, you're not going to be around your kids. And that is really scary. And don't forget the idea of them being bullied and treated the way they're going to be treated in school. And we've seen that too. And so here's an open letter to the Smithy family. If you're watching this, Smithy family, I'm going to take you to church here for a second. That's what I call it. I used to be a pastor, so I take people to church. Look, what has happened to you is absolutely and utterly wrong. And I hope that you get justice for what they did to you. Because what they did to you, as a dad myself, I would not rest until I found those two dickweeds and made them pay. I would not rest. And it sounds like the cops aren't helping you at all, and that sucks. I hope the community can band together, like the Don't F with Cats documentary, and can find these douchebags. Okay, I hope they can do that. Now, my open letter to you is to please be careful with what you're putting on the internet about your children. Now, I say that because I see your stuff is pretty surface level. It's about pranks and all that kind of stuff. Fine. I have no problem with that. I mean, to a degree, right? Like, in the spectrum of how you can exploit your kids, I mean, at least you're not giving out information about their periods, you know, going to the hospital when they get hurt, where they're going to school, their relationships, all that kind of stuff. Please do me a favor. Please, if you're listening, please don't put any information about your kids on the internet that people can use against them for the future. Think about when they get to high school. If you're a cool dad making funny jokes and pranks on them, they're gonna think you're cool, right? If the kids think you're cool, you're cool. My kids' friends think I'm cool. So I'm in a good position. They listen to me because I'm cool dad. So be the cool dad and don't put out things about them that they are not gonna wanna have out there when they're adults. I don't know if that helps, but I also wanna say, dude, I'm sorry this happened to you. I hope that you get justice that you're seeking, and that I'm sad that the cops aren't helping you and this is being ridiculous and they're not going to find these people. But I really want you to make sure you're being really, really, really careful going forward. Now that you've had this benchmark in your life that's scary as F, and as a dad, it would literally demolish me. And I see that it has done that to you. Okay? So be a really, really good dad. Do good things for your kids, and it sounds like you are. Stay on TikTok if that's helping you get off the other stuff. But again, please heed that. Understand what child exploitation is and what informed consent means, and just take it into consideration. And hey, my platform is always open for Smithy family. Dad Smithy, if you want to come onto this channel and have an honest conversation about what it is this platform does for you and what it doesn't do for you and how scared you are of it, this platform is open to you. Always will be to any family vlogger that wants to talk and have a real conversation about this. So, from one dad to another, protect your kids at all costs. Even if that means you don't get to make the social media money. It might be a really, really tough sell and a really tough conversation, but it sounds like you're wrestling with that, and you have my support both ways, as long as you make sure that your kids are protected. So, anyway, take a deep breath, everybody. That's a hard one. I hope that you understand your value, your worth, and that those out there who do protect your kids against everything, you have my utmost respect. For those family vloggers out there who actually are on this platform and who are not putting their kids on there, you have my utmost respect. I'm going to be doing a video about a few of these people soon. I'm also going to be doing a video about the family vloggers that decided to take their kids off and how much I absolutely respect them for doing that. And how much, as much as I might snark on you for all your stupid shit, as soon as you do that, it's a 180 for me. And I absolutely want to celebrate you. So we'll do that too, because that's twofold. That's like, this is working, this message is working. And it's like, let's celebrate people who've made good choices for their kids. And for those of you here who are following this, who are sharing this, who are with me in this conversation, thank you. You guys are amazing. And this doesn't happen, this shit doesn't keep happening without you guys. So I really appreciate it. Stay safe, stay beautiful, and I'll see you tomorrow.